Have you noticed yourself slipping into scarcity mindset thinking as the economy is feeling unstable and it's challenging to do business right now? If so, stay tuned because I'm going to be giving you my tips for how to shift from scarcity thinking into abundance thinking. Hi, I'm Amy Walker, client acquisition specialist, speaker, and author, and I'm so glad that you're on my channel today. It's an interesting time in business. I have been working from bed an awful lot, like barely leaving my house, and yet the world is still moving and there are still opportunities moving around. And I think that there's a lot of people right now that are struggling with scarcity because there's a lot of evidence of lack around. And so, we're going to the grocery store and we're seeing that we can't just buy everything. And let's be honest, this generation, we're used to being able to just get whatever we need, whenever we want it. My kids are really not understanding this. And it's like, oh no, they didn't have that at the store. What do you mean they didn't have it at the store? Like, did you look? Yes. It was not there, right? And so we are just in an interesting space where a lot of business owners are struggling. And so we've got to make sure that our mindset is so tight right now. So while these tips on scarcity and abundance are always going to be valid, I feel like right now, April 2020, they are even more valid than ever before. If you are new to the channel and you're just visiting for the first time, I would love for you to subscribe and then hit the bell notification so that you can get notified every time we release new content. And we do release 3 times a week. So let's jump into the definition. Let's start with this. We'll start with the definition of scarcity versus abundance, and then I'm going to go through and give you 5 tips that will help you shift from scarcity into abundance. And I'm going to share with you a personal experience that I had and how this mindset shift radically altered the course of my business. Okay, so I started making this video sitting on my bed because I thought it would be more comfortable than standing, and actually it's not so much, so that's okay. I'll just move as needed. It's because I have one of those memory foam things, and so everywhere I sit, it just sinks right in, and then I'm slouching, and I'll get looking like this, and I'll have to sit back up. So there you have it, Amy Walker TMI. So here's what scarcity mindset is. Scarcity mindset is the belief that there's not enough. Could be not enough time, could be not enough money, could be not enough help, not enough resources. There's not enough people to talk to. There's already too many XYZ, whatever your business is, there's already too many of that in my area. And so there's just not enough. There's too much competition. And it's this just feeling of lack. It is, first of all, a lie. It is secondly, really damaging to your business. And third, it's going to make you really unhappy during the course of doing your business. So we want to shift out of that. We want to shift into abundance mindset. Abundance mindset is the belief that there is enough, that there's plenty of money. You guys, if we look at the world, like how much money is circulating in the world, there's plenty of money. There's enough time to do the things that you want to do, that there's plenty of people who will help you. There's an endless supply of resources. It's that idea that we can create all of the things that we need, that the raw materials are out there and we've just got to be creative enough to tap into them, and that the universe will provide for us. Now, universe means different things to different people. I am a faith-based person, so universe and God to me are really interchangeable. But I do believe in a really abundant God that will provide for us all of the things that we need, because we're his kiddos and he likes us. So let's talk about the 5 tips for how you shift from one into the other. Tip number 1, the first thing that I do when I'm trying to shift is I go spend time in nature, because nature is proof of abundance. It really is. Even in the woods behind my house, I have no idea how many trees there are. Can't count them. I have no idea how many leaves are on one individual tree, how many blades of grass are in my yard. I don't know how many ants are in an anthill. I don't know how many grains of sand are on the beach, right? So every time I start feeling scarce, I go out into nature and I just start counting things until I cannot count anymore. And it gives me that proof that there is abundance all around us. And there's also something about being in nature that's very grounding and very peaceful that I think will also just kind of help to reset your mind, your breathing. You get some fresh air and exercise while you're walking around, and it just really has an ability to kind of give you a short term if you're starting to spiral. This is a short-term fix that you can do that will help you shift out of the spiral and back into being more in control and more proactive about abundance. All right, the second tip that is going to help pull you out of scarcity is to actually write down your fears and document them. Fears are so much more powerful inside of your head than they are when you put them on paper. For example, I remember picking up my kids from school, dropping them off from school, and I left my house, everything was fine. I dropped them off at school, and within the 10 minutes from the elementary school to my house, this was my thought process. I am so busy today, there's no way I can get everything done. If I don't get everything done, we're gonna fail in business. If we fail in business, we're gonna lose our house. If we lose our house, my husband's gonna leave me. And I mean, it was like ridiculous. And I was not even consciously registering each one of these individual thoughts. I was just feeling stressed and bad. And when I realized I was feeling stressed and bad, and I was feeling scarce, that tightness that always accompanies scarcity, I was like, okay, what thoughts have been flowing through my mind? And then I tracked them out, and I was like, that is ridiculous. That because I feel like my to-do list is too long today, I am feeling like I'm gonna lose everything that matters in my life. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. But we do this. And so as you will actually track those thoughts of fear, that will help you to be able to see which ones are just absolutely absurd that are floating around in your mind. You just need to get them out, and which ones actually need to be a little bit more worked on. So tip number 3, you're going to take those fears that you just wrote down and you're going to reframe them into a more positive way. So for example, if you have a fear that says there won't be enough money, you can create a new positive statement that says, I have everything that I need and I am consistently attracting new money. You could do that. It should be stronger. So when you take the negative and then you take the positive, you want the positive to be the stronger of the two statements, because if you think about it like a battle happening inside your head, the stronger one wins the battle. So we want to make sure that the positive wins the battle, especially because sometimes that negative has been floating there for a long time. So it feels like it has home court advantage, and you want that new positive statement to be really, really strong. But reframing is really important. A lot of times for me, scarcity actually starts because of time and feeling like I have too much to do and not enough support and help in doing it. And so when I start to feel that, I'll reframe it with things like, I have an amazing support system who is with me and wants me to succeed, and all I have to do is ask for help. And that all of a sudden will flip that switch inside of my mind and help me to start feel more abundance all around me. All right, our next tip is to be vigilant. Here's the deal with scarcity, flipping from scarcity into abundance. When you're new to this concept, it's going to take consistent effort. Like every day I was working on things to help me be more abundant in my mindset. Every day I was journaling. Every day I was reading declarations. Every day I was counting things in nature. Every day I was writing gratitude lists, which I should have put that on. We'll put that as a bonus. Keep a gratitude journal. That helps a ton with abundance. But back to this point is, be really vigilant, because in the beginning you have to work at it. You're changing your thinking. It's like uninstalling your hardware and reinstalling new hardware. It takes time. Now what will happen is you'll do that for a couple months and all of a sudden you'll feel great. You're like, this is amazing. I have so much belief. Things are coming more easily to me. I'm seeing evidence of abundance all around me. It's great. And then you'll stop paying close attention. And once you stop paying attention, it can start to fall more quickly than you really want it to. So be vigilant with this. It's a constant lifetime process. It's kind of like showers, one only lasts a certain amount of days. Maybe for you it's 1, maybe for you it's 2. Hope you're not going a week. I'm not going to judge though, because it's quarantine time, so no judgments here. but we do need to shower regularly. You will need to work on abundance regularly. It doesn't mean that the work that you're doing isn't working. All it means is that it just needs to be done again and again and again. Yay, we love it. Let's be abundant. All right, my last tip for you is that I want you to document your evidence of abundance. So I want you to keep a journal that or a notebook or something where you're actually keeping track of all of the abundant things that have happened in your life, all of the blessings, all of the successes, every goal that you've achieved. When even just sometimes if you're really struggling and you're just starting out, even things like go count how many lids you have in your pantry. We always have an abundance of lids, and there's more lids than there are containers to go with them, but we always have an abundance of lids. And so I will honestly go and start looking for just anything in my life that is abundance, and documenting it and keeping track of it, because what will happen is when you start to feel scarce, you will have this file that proves that it's a lie. It just proves that it's a lie, and it takes the steam out of it. All right, friends, those are my tips on how to move from scarcity into abundance thinking. This is really important always for entrepreneurs, but it's especially important right now. And I hope that you will take some of these tips and that you'll use them. Okay, I would love to hear from you. I always love your comments. So please leave me a comment down below and tell me what you found helpful in this video. If you would like it, I would really be happy. If you would share it, I would really be happy. And if you want to join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, head on over to our private Facebook group, the CEO Spot. It's a great place to connect with other entrepreneurs. I post content and tips in there and do some lives. It's just a great place to stay connected in between videos. Also, I want to make sure that I leave you with an opportunity to further our connection. So one of my biggest challenges in my early years with scarcity as an entrepreneur was that I struggled to close deals. And the fact that I had scarcity made it harder for me to sell. And the fact that I had a hard time selling made me have more scarcity. And so the two are really interconnected for me. And if you are an entrepreneur who feels like you have a lot of evidence that your business isn't working, I'm telling you, sales is the first place to start. So I would love to give you a free copy of my sales book. It's called the I'm Not a Salesperson Sales Book. You can go into the comments and download it. It teaches you how to sell like a natural, even if you're not, so that you can consistently start getting that cash moving through and start building that belief that this business is going to be abundant for you and it is going to provide the things that you need and open doors for the things that you really want in your life. So thanks so much, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.